Hey there, awesome art students. This is Michael Tonis, your drawing instructor, helping you learn how to draw the things you want to draw. And I know so many of you want to draw Angry Birds characters. So today we're going to draw Bomb from Angry Birds 2, the sequel to the biggest mobile game of all times. This video was sponsored by Rovio, maker of Angry Birds 2, and I want to give them special thanks for making this lesson possible. And one thing I can tell you about Angry Birds 2 here is let's zoom in a little closer on this. It's got a lot of interesting new gameplay. It's got some amazing new graphics. And if you haven't started playing it yet or haven't downloaded it, 100 million people have downloaded it, so you probably already have it. But if you don't, click the link in the description to download Angry Birds 2 for free, and you can get a look at these awesome new graphics. So, the game, it has different levels, so to speak. It has levels and it has different sort of cities. And I started at Feathery Hills and went through level 15, and now I'm in New Pork City at level 21. If you've been watching the other videos, this is my fifth video in the series and my last and final chance to get through level 21. So what I think is awesome about this game is there are just all sorts of things happening now. Like there are fans and bouncers, and there's multiple levels, making it harder to get through levels. There are what they call spells, where you get sort of these special powers that you can. I'm going to get the tamale spell here. I haven't done the tamale yet. Now I've learned that either I am just not very good at this level, or I have a hard time making it through levels and talking. But I'm going to try to get here through this and show you with Matilda. I'll throw her up there and drop an egg. And I busted the top of that, but you see the fans over here, you see all that going on. There are boss pigs to fight. You can play other players. Like I said, it's multi-stage. You get to choose your own characters. Let's see what the tamale does here. As I throw it up, boom, it's going to explode and do something. And it's boom. So that gives me through the first part of this multi-stage level. I am on to part 2. Maybe this is the chance. Maybe this is the time I'll actually make it through. Come on, don't fail me now. Come on, Red. Uh-oh. I'm a little worried now. I'm not sure I'm going to make it through this. So, if you haven't looked closely at the game, look at these backgrounds. They're amazing, very beautiful. The cartoon characters are awesome. You know, I even love the pigs, and I hope I can do some drawing lessons on the pigs. But just the whole thing just makes me smile, and it is a great way to pass the time. It is even better than that, though. It gets quite addictive because, you know, you've just got to defeat these piggies. Alright, so I've got, I'm not sure if I got 1 or 2 left on red here. I have got to make it through here. Okay, now, boom. Okay, bounced off the fan. He's coming up. He bounced off the other fan. Smashed the middle there. Not yet. Okay. My last chance, or maybe not. Let me go forward. I am out of cards, so still stuck in 21. I hope you can break through all the way to level 22. Let's go ahead and get started drawing the bomb, or just bomb, and have a great drawing lesson. Okay, let's draw Bomb from Angry Birds 2. And when you start to draw Bomb, it's quite apparent he's essentially a circle. So we're just going to run our hand around loosely here, kind of forming a circle. And whereas the red is kind of a squash circle, Bomb is really quite a round circle. He's perhaps a little less tall than wide, so that makes it an oval, but almost a circle. And if you go ahead and put a line across and a line vertically down, you will see that Bomb's face pretty much all happens right up here. And what we can do is we can look at his eyebrows first. Now he's got an eyebrow that just about touches the edge of the circle here and angles in and cuts across like this. And then we've got quite a wide space between the eyebrows, and then it cuts out, and it cuts out really not quite in line with the edge of the circle. Like that. Something roughly like that. Alright, so underneath his eyes, let's see, he's got sort of a line like he's smiling. So we can put some lines right there. And his eyes, well, they come down like this and rounded here. Let's say that's roughly all the way out to here, like that. And let's do inside there. He's got the white of his eyes. And then in there, he has a very round pupil. So we can do similarly here, a very round pupil. And then he's got the white of his eyes, white of his eyes, and then there's a highlight in there. Something like that. Now his beak, well, it comes pretty far over here underneath his eye, sort of in line with the white of his eye, or roughly about halfway through this eyebrow, and it sweeps up all the way to about here. But it does a little sort of curve like that. Okay, and then the tip of his beak, well, that comes all the way past his eye, comes out about here, and it's roughly even with this edge, okay? Except it does a sweep up like this. It makes a very sharp point there, and then it comes down on this side, curves like that. It's a very very pointy, very scary looking beak. And now the underside of it, well, that looks like it comes about to his pupil right here, and it comes just short of the end, and it really makes a fairly sweeping half moon shape like that. That's probably a little too far over. We'll bring it this way a little more. Like that. Okay, he's got a little bit of his belly showing down here. I'd say that starts, you know, roughly somewhere in the white of his eye right there, and the other side of it, that lines up with the white of this eye. So it's going to be a shape roughly like this. And kind of using the other parts of the bird there to line up the pieces. And then he has this really cool piece coming out from his head, and it's quite tall. Let's see, it comes all the way, it comes past here even. I may not actually have enough room here. I'm going to have to do a little sweep right there. It comes in just above this eye, sort of makes a curve right to there. Very sharp here. Comes into a very sharp point right there, like that. And he's got a shape up here. Comes to a V point right there. Alright, and that is basically the bomb. So let's go ahead and ink him in. I'm going to pull out just a little bit with the camera. There we go. Shade that in, leaving the highlight. Leave the highlight. You can always leave the highlight a little larger than you think you might need it, because it's always easier to make it smaller. Hard to make it bigger once you've inked it in. There. To a sharp point. Something like that. Now I'm going to do the curve here that is his body. Come up to there. Need to position your arm differently to help you, that's fine. This is very hard, in my opinion, to get these curves smoothly. So if you struggle with it, it just takes practice. Again, I'm not trying to draw the whole circle at once, I'm just drawing sections. There. Alright, now that we have the bomb inked in, let's go ahead and clean him up a little bit, and then we'll do some coloring. So I'm just going to erase out some of my construction lines. And let's go ahead and start with the beak. I'm going to pre-color that with yellow, and then we'll do some orange over that. Leaving the edge yellow there. And maybe come in with a little darker even for shading. Alright, now let's go ahead and color his eyebrows red. Let's see, we need to color this little part of his feathers up here. We'll start with yellow as a base. Come back in with orange. And for the shading there, we'll use the same, let's use the same darker orange we used down here to shade the edge of that a little bit. Alright, so his body's black, but this lower part here of his underbelly, that's gray, so we're going to go ahead and shade that in gray. And this marker is dying. Let me see if I have another gray marker. Yeah, here's another gray marker. Let's see how dark this is. That's better. And then he has a similar gray inside his eyes here. Like that. And now we'll look and see if we have a black. See, here is what looks like a black. Alright, and we'll just go ahead and shade this in. And last but not least, I want to do a little extra darkening here as shadow or shading on that. And there, my friends, you have the bomb. So you just finished drawing an awesome Angry Birds character. Be sure and check out the other lessons with the links here in the video and on our How to Draw and Paint channel. And again, special thanks to Rovio. And if you haven't gotten the game yet, click the link in the description below to download Angry Birds 2 for free, and you can enjoy the awesome graphics and awesome features of this new game. Thanks for watching, thanks to Rovio, and you guys have a happy time drawing and gaming.